No. 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 Barney? Rock'em sock'em. Robots. Rock'em sock'em. Robots. Barbie was so good. 14 movies. Mattel. Not Trixie Mattel, just Mattel. What are you doing, Mattel? You had the Barbie movie. People were skeptical at first, but somehow, against all odds, with help from Saint Greta of Gerwig, you achieved one of the best films of the year. I loved it. I loved the Barbie movie.
This filter is supposed to make you look like Barbie.
Barbie is a film which gracefully explores the complexities of gender inequality, feminism, the patriarchy, the matriarchy, the gender hierarchy, and your response is to pump out 14 mutations of consumerist garbage. 14 Mattel movies. 14 Mattel. 14. 14. I don't even think Marvel set their expectations that high when they started the MCU. They started with a couple films like Iron Man, but no, Mattel is immediately going for 14 movies. 14. A film like Barbie being so successful and impactful should not go unnoticed. It made $1 billion and it's an actual good film. Like, it's an actual good film. It's not just a blockbuster, like it's an actual good film. But no, we have to do a Barney movie. A Barney movie. A Barney movie. A drag queen. A drag queen.
This is the first time a drag queen has ever been put on the cover
of... A drag queen? A drag queen! I am the queen of drag!
That's the second drag-related reference. I don't apologise. I don't know, Barbie, Mattel, it's a very drag queen energy.
A drag queen!
First time a drag queen has ever been put on the cover
of... A drag queen!
This recent news about the Mattel films, 14 Mattel films, it's not just about Mattel, it's about the industry as a whole, how the industry learns from its success. And it's about our reliance on pre-existing IPs. Even if that IP is as small as the Rock'em Sock'em robots. The only reason why I know what the Rock'em Sock'em robots are is because of Toy Story 2.
Pardon me, gentlemen, but have either of you seen a cowboy doll with a bad arm?
Why, no, I haven't.
Hey, he was talking to me! No, he was talking to me! Why, you...
Part 1. Every toy gets a film, and every film gets a toy.
The last thing you want in your film industry is 14 Mattel movies.
Okay, so there's already a trend in film, going back like 10 years, of just depending on pre-existing IPs. And when I say IP, that is intellectual property. It's kind of hard to define what intellectual property is. If I was to make something that is intellectual property, if I created a story with a certain character, that is property of my brain. If someone takes the character that I've created and just runs with it as their own, I can sue them because I came up with it. So IP is stuff that is created and legally owned by the creator. So Barbie is the intellectual property of Ruth Handler and the Mattel Corporation. And that is what Mattel is doing. They're dredging up their old pre-existing IP, intellectual property, and they're saying, let's make a film, about this. I found this in our archive. Can we make a film about this? There's films about pre-existing IP everywhere. Soon there's going to be Uno and Rock'em Sock'em Robots, but recently there's been a Nike film, a Flaming Hot Cheeto film, a Blackberry film, a Tetris film. Look, I already made a video about some of these films, and it was a video about biopics, and those are some of the brand biopics. The proposed Mattel movies though, those are not biopics. Well, we can assume anyway, because we have no reason to think otherwise. We can instead infer that these are fictional stories that build off the fictional world of the brands of Mattel. just like the Barbie movie. It's fictional. The kind of film that you see throughout modern cinema. You know the type. There's a bunch of creatures in a magical world, and we make toys based on every detail of the magical world, sell it to kids, even if the film is already based on toys in the first place. So really we're just selling toys of a film based on toys. That sounds a bit whiny of me. Like, I don't actually mind films and toys being connected. A lot of the films with toys connected to them are kids' films, and some of them are really, like, genuinely surprisingly good. For example, the Barbie movie. That is a very good movie, which makes it even more frustrating because Mattel are completely learning the wrong lesson from Barbie. One thing we must understand is that films and toys have always been, you know, like this, like that, completely interlinked. In many ways, films and toys, they depend on each other. For example, there's this documentary show on Netflix called The Toys That Made Us. And from watching the show, it's clear how much influence the toy industry and the film industry have on each other. If there's a kids' film that needs funding, they need to promise that they can make toys about it, and toy industries struggle if there's no films to make toys of. Hell, do you know how much money is in the Barbie family business?
In marketing, what you want to do is you want to flank your brand, right? So there's very few areas of access.
For example, we found out that Hasbro was going to launch a fashion doll against us. So I didn't like that.
Hey Hasbro, you break my heart. You go against the family. You do your own fashion doll. Then I should sleep with the fishes, capiche?
There's a strong culture and history of toys in the industry. A history going back to the once bountiful shelves of now deceased Toys R Us, to being in the background of certain YouTubers in their 30s.
I know more than most 40-year-old men should about Barbie.
So yeah, films and toys have always been linked. And we came at a point about 10 years ago where the emergence of the internet culture made us hyper aware of the existence of certain IPs. Hell, I didn't even know what Matchbox was until this tweet. Through the power of the internet, Mattel have made you aware what their products are.
Wanna be a crime fighter? New cops and robbers police station, a Matchbox.
So new people become aware of certain IPs through the internet. Therefore, there's a bunch of new fans coming in. Certain properties, when they're reintroduced through the internet, they get a lot more response and a bit of a cult following, you know, after they flopped back in the 80s. Stuff like Labyrinth or The Dark Crystal, they get massive cult followings after the internet. But Dark Crystal and Labyrinth, those are two good examples of the internet becoming aware of IPs. Because now we've come at a point where the industry is expecting new fans to come in, so they have an incentive to make films like The Smurfs, or Gem and the Holograms, or Bratz, and even the Emoji Movie. However, there is a distinction to be made here. Films like Gem and the Holograms and The Smurfs, those are made with the purpose of reigniting old nostalgia. That's a big word that the industry uses all the time, because you remember the Smurfs, don't you? Well, they're getting a movie, baby. And Gem and the Holograms? Do you remember Gem and the Holograms? No? I thought not. But they're getting a movie, baby. Nostalgia for irrelevant products from the 80s. So that leaves us with the two other examples that I mentioned, the Bratz movie and the Emoji Movie. Where does that leave them? So point 2, the Bratz and the Emoji Movie, those came out when their products, their IPs, were becoming extremely trendy. The Bratz movie came out 5 years after, you know, the Bratz were released, and they were kind of in their peak. So instead of relying on nostalgia, they're relying on, oh, the kids, they like this now, they like this right now, we need to make a film about this right now, because the kids like this, come on, give them a film. And of course, the Emoji Movie came out as a kind of response to the cultural movement that is the emojis. You have the Stone Age, the Iron Age, the Bronze Age, the emoji age. The novelty of the emojis, it was fresh at the time, and they basically are toys because, I mean, look at the landfill. It's filled with emoji toys. In the role of a lifetime, James Corden as the Hand. We have an industry that is depending more and more on niche properties. Mattel are relying on the nostalgia of their old properties and the trendiness of the Barbie movie. I mean, come on. Wishbone, Wishbone, Wishbone. Wait, I've never actually heard of Wishbone. Wait, let me Google this, okay. Oh, look, he has a little Sherlock Holmes outfit on. Oh my god, he's Robin Hood. Those fake paws, that's amazing. Look at his little outfit. Okay, I changed my mind. He can get a film. Wishbone can get a film. It's gonna be a really bad film, but just look at him. I mean, look at him. Okay, moving down the list of the 14 Mattel films, we've got Matchbox, the little dinky cars, not Hot Wheels, the slightly worse quality ones. I feel like Matt Damon is going to be in this film. I don't know why. The spirits, they're telling me that Matt Damon is going to be riding in a little dinky car. And then down another one, Hot Wheels. I feel like this is going to be like the other film, you know, Matchbox. It's just going to be the same film. I mean, what is there to write about a plastic car? I mean, you can't do too much social commentary on cars because everything about cars was already covered in the film Cars.
Good job!
Life is a highway, I'm gonna ride it all night long. Okay, moving down, we've got the Magic 8 Ball. It's not funny, no, it's not funny. How can there be enough material to write a screenplay based on an actual plastic ball? Like, it's a plastic ball. It's a plastic ball. No, if I had to guess, it's gonna be like Jumanji, where, you know, everything they shake into the ball, it becomes true. Polly Pocket, Rebel Wilson is gonna be in this film. I don't know how, I just know. The spirits are telling me Rebel Wilson is gonna be Polly Pocket. Hi, I'm Polly Pocket. I've recently had a weight loss. The Viewmaster. Again, I had to Google this to find out what it was. I was shocked to find out that all that Viewmaster was the humps of plastic that you put photos in it and it goes, oh, a photo. Oh, look, another photo. Oh, another photo.
A Viewmaster!
Oh, remember these? I had one of these and I was like 7?
Hippopotamus? Love it.
Okay, skipping over American Girl and Major Matt Mason, because what the hell is that? Okay, Masters of the Universe and Thomas the Tank Engine. I'm gonna be honest, I think these are the two most likely to be good, like actually good. They have the most potential in my opinion. He-Man is a big thing with a lot of lore, a lot of background, a lot of characters to sink your teeth into. It has the potential to look, you know, like visually quite stunning. I have a feeling that He-Man is going to be a bit self-referential because the 80s cartoon is so ridiculous and camp. As long as there's no Marvel-style comedy quips.
Hey, He-Man, nice outfit. Not.
Thomas the Tank Engine, I'm patriotic for Thomas the Tank Engine. Its British charm could make it as big as Paddington or Wallace and Gromit or Chicken Run. Amazing films that people underestimate, but they're just so good because they're so cozy, they're so funny. Honestly, I really hope that they bring this kind of British energy to it.
Diesel 10, what do you think you are doing?
Okay, last on the list, we've got the Rock'em Sock'em Robots. How did we get to this point? Mattel obviously don't understand why people like the Barbie movie. Obviously, it's a kids' film, but I'm sure it wouldn't have made $1 billion if it was just kids enjoying the film. When I went to go see Barbie, it was majority millennials and Gen Z. This film is for anyone with an ounce of femininity in their soul, and Alan.
When I wake up in my own pink world.
Part 2, what Barbie got right. So I did Barbenheimer, I did the double feature. You know, blazer for the Oppenheimer vibes, pink t-shirt for the Barbie vibes.
Barbie. This filter is supposed to make you look like Barbie.
When I sat and watched Barbie, there was a man directly behind me who I looked over at one point and he was literally sat like this. One sec. He was sat literally like this in his chair, like this, and he was laughing like this.
Yeah, it's just Ken. Oh, it's hilarious.
Barbie is amazing. It has a beautiful message, beautiful imagery. Will Ferrell is amazing in the film. Ryan Gosling is amazing in the film. Margot Robbie is amazing in the film. They had the mum from Matilda. I mean, come on. So we finished Barbie and then Oppenheimer. And I can't stress enough the 180 shift in energy. Like you go from laughing, kicking your feet, enjoying a bit of Barbie, and then boom, the bass of Oppenheimer and the atomic bomb, the existential threat of nuclear destruction. It was really fun. So Barbenheimer, the double feature of both films. 3 years ago, you know, no one thought that would be possible. 3 years ago, you know, directors were saying cinema is dead. It's about the streaming services. I went into a cinema at one point in 2021. The whole place was just like deserted. There was like no one in there. But now everyone and their mother went to go see Barbie and Oppenheimer. Hell, even UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. Rishi, get back to fucking work. Get back to work. Get back to work. Barbie works because it's not only like a really fun film to watch, it's also a sheer celebration of femininity. Greta Gerwig masterfully explores the human condition through Barbie. Through
Barbie.
What is it? How I love being a woman. And I made this TikTok because I was watching all these Barbie edits and all these like compilations of the girls. Because at the end of the movie, I'm not gonna ruin it, but there's a collage of all these videos. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Oh my god! I have to get a Barbie tattoo!
There's so many deep layers to this film. The way it blends comedy and drama, like perfectly. The subtext of, you know, the inner child, healing the inner child, and the relationship between mother and daughter. You can really tell there's so much thought put into this film. Like the I'm Just Ken song. I'm sure for Mattel, that's just like money signs in their eyes because they see that as like a new advertising opportunity. But really, this song is so real. It's powerful. It's poetry.
What I sort of was so intriguing to me and challenging about this was sort of how to think about this as both an adult and as a child, like that you kind of are coming at it from both directions and trying to hold both consciousnesses at the same time. As Barbie's, you know, invented in 1959 and goes until now, there was like a way that I wanted to sort of, you know,
the film is incredibly referential and dense. I would say that it kind of fits into the new meta-modern film movement that we're going through at the moment. It starts with a reference to 2001, A Space Odyssey. I mean, come on. It's a pastiche. It's a bricolage of culture. It's a quite astonishing commodity. Barbie's got me using big words now. Oh, by the way, I got a B in film studies as well. Yeah. B in film studies. This film means a lot to people. I mean, America Ferrera's speech about being a woman, you know, it's incredibly moving. I don't want to talk too much about the film's feminist message because, I mean, look at me. Am I the type of person to be on a soapbox about feminism? There's only so much that I can pull from this film as a man, but damn, this film is So good. You know what, I need help right now. I think it's time to talk to a real feminist. So, Herbie, what did you think about the Barbie movie?
Oh, I don't know, I quite enjoyed it. I suppose it was an important message. 'Cause I've just ken, anywhere else I'd be a 10. Is it my destiny to live and die a life of blonde regret?
When I wake up in my own pink world.
For me personally, like, if the person that I was with watching the film came out of it with a really surface level, like, negative critique of it, that tells me all I have to know about you. Oh, he didn't understand the film. It's tragic. I'm gonna know exactly who you are and how you behave based on your critique of the film. And I'm looking at you, Ben Shapiro, with your notepad, marking down how many times they say the word patriarchy. The film is just unapologetically feminine, and for some reason, just that is enough for people to mark it woke. Just because it's about women. Just because there's women in the film is woke. The reaction to this film from certain right-wing grifters is not surprising, sadly. They see a film that uses the word patriarchy and they go off. Ultra woke propaganda. Margot Robbie holding Bud Light. Oh, got 'em. Barbie destroyed. Ben Shapiro triggers entire internet with insanely in-depth review. I mean, it wasn't that in-depth. I mean, he could have done better. Duh! Margot Robbie with edited eyes. Stupid woman. Oh, with your eyes. Stupid woman with your eyes. This thumbnail is fucking crazy. Elon Musk blasted over Barbie opinion. Oh, look at him. He's being eaten by the woman on fire.
The movie has an 89% on Rotten Tomatoes because of course it does. Because all about bashing men, that's what, that's great. That's good fodder. It's just more anti-man, anti-male propaganda. Just another Hollywood movie saying men bad. Who could possibly have been surprised? Definitely not me.
It's a comedy. It's a comedy
Sure.
about dolls.
Sure.
But people are like, people are upset that it's this, like progressive metaphor for life, that it's, they're pushing progressive politics in this. I'm like, it's a fucking doll movie.
Yeah.
It's a fun movie about dolls who come to life and try to interact with the real world. I'm appalled at how easily outraged so many people are.
When I wake up in my own pink world.
Greta Gerwig has done something quite impossible. She was given this property that is Mattel's Barbie, something with a lot of cultural baggage behind it. Everything you could possibly say about Barbie has already been critiqued on BuzzFeed, There's so many directions with the film that she could have gone. There's so much money on the line with this film. And just somehow she makes a film that is both really fun and just like philosophically, like it's really profound for a kid's film. It's as profound as any other kind of Oscar-winning film of recent years. And it's a financial success. It's a win-win. Cinema is back, baby. Is back. We won. We won. I love films. I love movies. I love Hollywood. I just love it so much.
Barbie. Is this gonna make me look like Barbie? Absolutely not.
Part 3. I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. So here we are again, relying on various IPs to carry an entire movie. The strategy of pumping out as many films as possible based on pre-existing IP, it's not something I would expect to be the immediate approach after something as groundbreaking as Barbie. I think it just proves like a basic fact about the industry that everyone already knows. Like, we can't trust the people in the boardrooms with anything.
We had a good thing, you stupid son of a bitch. We had
Barbie.
You just had to blow it up. You and your pride and your ego.
We don't want 14 soulless Mattel movies. Even if they're just for kids, they're just going to be really bad. What we want is for the industry to uplift, artists like Greta Gerwig. Like, you should be kissing the feet of Greta Gerwig right now. And I guarantee you, there's people already out there just like Greta Gerwig, with beautiful stories to tell, beautiful approaches to directing, and they're being suppressed by this This stupid industry. If you're not working on a Marvel movie, they really don't care. They really don't care anymore. When you uplift the work of artists in your industry, you are bound to have a good film. But they don't care about good films. Mattel are going for this kind of Disney approach of pumping out as many films as possible, even if it's Wishbone, even if it's bound to be the stupidest film ever. They need to fill the slot. They need to pump it out. They need to saturate the market. The industry at the moment is under a massive strike of both actors and writers. It's an unprecedented strike against the industry and the rise of the streaming services. And really, at the point of filming, there's not really an end in sight for the strike. Like, I feel like this is going to go on for quite a bit longer, and rightly so. Solidarity. Really, the strike is just exposing companies like Netflix or Mattel or Disney. You know, they own everything. And even after they own everything, they're still taking the opportunity to make as much money as possible. Even if that means, you know, not paying actors and writers, and instead just making low effort, garbage, nostalgia bait, and trend bandwagons. Netflix actors are literally being paid in pennies. Literally like a penny, like a little dime. And this is all happening while they pay for a series of a TV show, like a massive budget, and then they just cancel it because they just don't care. They didn't care about the show in the first place. They're just treating Netflix like a content farm. Every f***ing company has a streaming service. What about Mattel Plus? Can we get Mattel Plus, please? I'm joking about that, but that's gonna happen, isn't it? There's gonna be a Mattel streaming service. The Mattel properties that they want to make films about, like, they're so obscure. It's like if the company that made these scissors, you know, they got so rich, so they just made, you know, Scissors the movie. Scissors the movie. Scissors the movie. Scissors the movie. Mattel are literally scraping the bottom of the barrel. Like, they have nothing left. Rock'em Sock'em Robots. And I get that the Mattel movies they're mostly going to be made for kids. So why should I care about, you know, kids films? Come on, like, we know this. The industry is dominated by obscure IP, you know, nostalgia bait, really poor excuses for film. A film about American Girl is all fun and games until it's actually taking resources away from good films that have the potential to change the industry. A film like Everything Everywhere All at Once, for instance, that won Best Picture last year, in reality, it's a miracle that it got made in this industry. Everything Everywhere All at Once and Barbie, I think they're defining moments for cinema. It's this generation's answer to films like Pulp Fiction or other films that film bros think are groundbreaking. Watching Barbie in the cinema, like, I feel like people are going to talk about this film for like years, and it's like a genuinely good film. And whenever there's a genuinely good film in this industry, it's like, oh, look, a genuinely good film. How the hell did that happen? Okay, ending on my advice. I would say if you're going to the cinema, watch films that you know are going to be good. Don't get attracted to a film just because it says the name of a pre-existing brand, because that way hopefully the industry will learn eventually that no one cares about these films. Hasbro are already starting to build their Hasbro Cinematic Universe. They're doing a movie about Monopoly, so I feel like Hasbro are going to do the same thing. And some advice if there's anyone watching this with kids. First of all, what are you doing here? Get off YouTube. Go and feed your child. Make sure you show them the good films. The Barbies, the Paddingtons, the Chicken Runs, the Ghibli films. None of those films are going to brainwash your kid into buying toys. Or maybe a nice Paddington toy, that would be quite nice. Aww. But I swear, if I start seeing Rock'em Sock'em Robots merch, no. Okay, I'm gonna head out. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you want exclusive perks, such as your name in the credits, make sure you click the join button below to become a member.